Hey friends, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to take care of a homestead chore that I have been putting off for way too long, and that is a remodel on the rabbit colony. I've been promising that this has been coming, but different homestead things got in the way and it got shoved to the side. Breeding season is coming up very quickly, so I have to get this colony done and ready for breeding doe. Now it's about to rain, so if y'all hear thunder in the background, that's what's going on. I'm gonna try to get this done before the rain comes. We'll see how that goes as well. Hopefully not too bad. But anyways, let's get started. Let's do the rabbit colony. In this, we're going to build new bucket burrows. So if you have not seen my original bucket burrows, they were made out of 5-gallon buckets. They work great, but we're breeding bigger, better meat rabbits, and so those burrows are kind of small. They're great for medium-sized rabbits, say up to 8.5 pounds, but once you get much bigger than that, they just don't have enough length for the doe to comfortably hover over her kids to feed them. So that is our main reason for doing this upgrade. I also had an issue where, because our water table is so high and we got so much rain this spring, that water was filling up the bucket burrows from the inside. And so we took those out as well. I am adding in these new ones I was talking about and building the soil up with some bagged topsoil to hopefully prevent that it's being an issue next spring. Anyways, let's get started. These are the new bins that will be going in the rabbit colony. I have 3 of them so I can house 3 breeding does comfortably in there with their large litters as they grow up. These bins are approximately 18 by 14 by 11, so that should be plenty big enough for a breeding doe. Now if you're looking for sizes that you need for your nest boxes, your nest bins, your bucket burrows, whatever you're doing, that is all included in my new book that comes out in October 8th. That is the Homesteader's Guide to Raising Rabbits from Birth to Butcher. It goes through housing size requirements, nest box size requirements for each size of rabbit based on their weight and their breed.
With that thing right there, Daddy. Yay! Wow! Now it's Dr. Frisbee, Mama. Here I go.
Thank you. Alright, we need to pull these sticks out. Can you start taking these sticks out?
Uh-huh. Yeah! That one's heavy.
It's not heavy, it's stuck.
What?
Why is it stuck?
Why is it stuck? Alright.
okay. Let her go explore.
Let's go on the floor. Halloween. Halloween. Hello, Halloween. Hello, Halloween. 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 You're not going to be. Can I come with you? I wanted to go back in there, Mama.
Oh, what asking?
For you, Mama.
No. On top of the new nest boxes we have added in, they now have a pipe over there. It's a little smaller, so it's great for kits who want to get away from adults. The bigger one in the back is good for all size rabbits. It don't matter how big they are, they all love that thing. The wooden stump here is a lot larger, so when mama does have kits, they do like to get away from the kits sometimes. So that'll be great for the mama doe to be able to jump up on, get away from the kits, have a break. It is also good for your rabbits to be able to jump up and down because that strengthens their hindquarters, so that makes for bigger meat on your meat rabbits. Always a plus. And then the little stump I added down here will be great for kits to jump on and off of to practice jumping and to strengthen their hindquarters. Now, what you'll notice in here is that there are no massive large open areas except for this area over here, which is generally where they eat, they poop, they get their hay, stuff like that. Everything else is divided up into spaces. You want to make sure you do this. This is what I call giving good hides and breaks and lines of sight. You will hear me say that to new colony owners all the time. Make sure you have hides and breaks and lines of sight. So hides are anything the rabbit can get inside of to hide from the other rabbits. And breaks and lines of sight are anything rabbits can stand behind or get on top of to be out of the sight of other rabbits. Now, rabbits do get along, but they are territorial, they like their space, and they do have a hierarchy. Most people do not realize that rabbits have a pecking order, very similar to that of chickens. And when the one who is alpha on top in their pecking order gets sick or gets older, the little ones are going to fight for dominance. That's how it goes. And when you've got younger ones who come to maturity, the older one is going to fight them to prove they are dominant. And when you enter rabbits into a new location, they will sometimes fight for dominance. Now, these two have been together since the black one was a newborn. She is a foster kit from a different doe that was fostered onto this white doe. So she has raised her from birth. The black one is definitely submissive to the white one, who is Manali. Our black rabbit does not have a name at this time. They have their dominance, but you have seen them chasing each other around here. That is just Manali reasserting her dominance over the black one, making sure she knows even though we're in a new location, I am still the queen and I still rule. And Manali does. She is the best mom we have ever had. She lactates really well. She raises kits really well. And I hope by having them in a colony setting, she can teach all of the does who come out of this colony how to be a good mother. Because mother skills are learned. They're not necessarily bred in. You can influence the size of your litter by only breeding does who have large litters, but it's only a small percentage of your DNA that dictates how well your doe will breed, how many kits they will have, and their mothering skills. It's very, very small in rabbits and not really something we focus on until we get everything else nailed down. So as with these rabbits, the black one's original mom is Moretta. She has beautiful babies and pretty good sized litters, but she does not have a good lactation system. She's not a good mom. She doesn't nurse as often. And so for that reason, she is not staying, and I'm replacing her with her daughter. Her daughter is beautiful. She hit 5.8 pounds at 12 weeks. She is growing out really well, and I look forward to seeing what she produces in kits. Now remember, she was raised by Manali, the white rabbit. So she will learn her mothering skills from Manali. Manali is a very attentive mother. She always makes sure her kits have a good nest to be in. She adjusts her nest many times throughout the day and night to depict what the temperature is going to be. She just takes very good care. She feeds her kits often, and they are always nice, chunky, and fat. So I'm hoping the black one learns those skills from her. You can see our rabbit cages in the background. Some of these are up for processing. Some of them will be future breeders for us. One thing we have always noticed about our rabbit colonies versus our cage system is that our rabbits on the ground in the colonies have better temperature regulation. They do not get as heat stressed as the ones in the cages. Now, we are in a very hot location. We are in South Carolina. The real field temperature of today was 105. It is hot around here, guys. And I need rabbits who can handle the heat and without any additional cooling measures. We don't really provide many cooling measures for our rabbits other than fresh cold water, and that's about it. I do add shade cloth to my cages, and I add a roof to my rabbit tractors, and of course our colony has a roof to provide shade. But naturally, rabbits will dig in the dirt to keep cool. So they do have dirt areas. Their nests are set more inwards so that the sun doesn't fall directly on them, because this side of the rabbit colony gets a whole lot of sun, so that's why they're over towards this side. The cage system blocks that side from getting as much sun. And so that will help keep the nest boxes cool. Now we added ventilation holes around the rim of each of the nest boxes. This is for airflow, so the air will flow in the tube and up through the box and out through those ventilation holes. So air flows in through the tubes, into the box, and out through the ventilation holes. So that will cycle the air in the nest boxes. They have drainage holes on the bottom for any condensation or urine to drain out of, and that will keep them nice and aerated, and again help keep them cool. The dirt is packed up on the sides of the nest boxes to allow them again to stay cool. Things underground stay cooler than things in direct sunlight. So it will also keep them warm in the winter time. We don't lose kits from the cold in the winter time because we keep them cool like that. So I pack everything up all the way up to where the ventilation is, and then that's all I have to do there. The dirt, because it is packed thickly along the sides, it will help keep them cool, help insulate these nest boxes. Now, as they eat up the hay, they pack down this dirt and stuff, we will continuously bring in more dirt. And we will keep packing it up, keep pounding it on there until it is a nice round mound of dirt that is thick. So it adds more insulation, it keeps them cool in the summer and warm in the winter. Right now it looks a little funny because I'm waiting on them to pack it down, and then we will add more dirt. So just stay tuned with the channel, make sure you're subscribed, and I will keep you updated on this rabbit colony. It's not the first time we've done this, so we are a little bit experienced, and I knew a little bit better what I wanted to do this time around. So I'm super excited to have rabbits back in my colony. This is my favorite way to raise rabbits. Well, we beat the rain. Surprise, surprise. I did not think that was going to happen. It is sprinkled on and off, thundered the whole time, but we are done. The rabbit colony is done, and my rabbits are in here, so I'm super excited about that. I've just got to go grab them some water, put it in here, and they will be good to go. Now, when I feed fresh foods in my colony, I just throw it on the ground like y'all have seen. They will eat what they want, and then the rest of it will break down naturally in the soil once a month or so, depending on how bad it gets in here. I will actually come through and scrape off the top layer and give that to the chickens about once a year, once every 6 months or so. I will do a little bit better scraping and scrape it all up. Because they just got in here and there's not really been much in here for a while, I won't have to actually clean this out for a long time, but I do have a video on what my rabbit colony chores look like, so you can go check that out. But yeah, this is going to be awesome. We do have a little hay bin here. They'll have hay access all the time. If I feed them oats, sunflower seeds, alfalfa pellets, that goes in that silver metal pan, feed pan over there, and then their water will go here on the ground. We have a little wooden stump cut off. It's like this thick. I know if y'all watched previous videos, y'all have seen it, that our water sets on to keep it off the ground. I'm not sure where it's at, so I'm gonna have to go find it to get our water on it and keep it out of the dirt. Otherwise, rabbits will kick dirt into your water. They're as bad as chickens in that way. But the rabbit colony is my favorite way to raise our rabbits. I love watching them run around and interact with each other. When you've got rabbit kits in here, it is literally the best. In the cages, you have to worry about rabbit kits being born on the wire, coming out of their nest boxes, getting super cold. In the tractors, you have to worry about rabbit kits who slide through the slats when you're moving it. We've had someone that get a little older try to dig out of the slats and get stuck under them, things like that. I don't have those same worries in the colony. If my kits do get out, they can burrow in the dirt, they can burrow in the hay, they can wiggle around, find their mama. They're not in direct like airflow because it's not open under them, and so they tend to stay warmer better. I've never had any rabbit kits escape these burrows before 2 weeks of age, and those, even at 2 weeks of age, when they escape, they don't have a hard time getting back up in them. So I've never lost a kit in the colony from being cold, and I hope to continue that record. But this is really my all-time favorite way to raise kits. I'm going to let the rabbits keep exploring in here. They are having so much fun just exploring, seeing how everything works, and just running around. I love seeing it, but that's all I have for you today, friends. So I hope you enjoyed this rabbit video and getting this homestead chore knocked off the list. I can't wait to film more rabbit videos for y'all when we get into rabbit breeding season. So that's usually like September into early October for us, depending on what our heat does. Until those come out, make sure you check out our Meat Rabbit playlist. You can see how we've done meat rabbits throughout the course of our homestead. You can see all the way back to when we got started with rabbits till today, and see how things have changed as we have learned new things throughout our journey. For me, rabbits are a continuous learning process. I love to learn about rabbits. I love to write books about rabbits, as I'm sure y'all have known. Currently, I have out a book called Feeding Meat Rabbits for Free, which is all about feeding your rabbits things that are foraged and homegrown. I have out The Home Cooked Rabbit, which I teamed up with a bunch of other rabbitries who I love and put together a rabbit cookbook. So it's Home Cooked Rabbit. It has 30 rabbit recipes in it that are our favorites. I have the Rabbit Logbook, which is a way to track your rabbits' breeding, their weights, how they kindle, whether they were easy breeders, any strikes you have against them, and what you plan for the future, as well as pedigrees. And then in October 8th, will be out the Homesteader's Guide to Raising Rabbits from Birth to Butcher. Now, I know that's ones that people are really looking forward to, because it's literally going to cover everything from preparing to get rabbits to rabbit housing, including a colony, and how to feed your rabbits, how to breed your rabbits, caring for your rabbits, rabbit genetics, things like that. Like, literally goes through everything I could think of that I want a new rabbit owner to know and an experienced rabbit owner to expand their knowledge on. I've had good reviews on those for people who have gotten a sneak peek, so I'm super excited for the rest of y'all to see it. October 8th is when that is. Now, if you are in South Carolina or near South Carolina and you want to see me speak on breeding better meat rabbits, come check me out at the Farm Where You Live event. This year it is taking place on October 7th. It is going to be out near Clemson University in Clemson, South Carolina. I will be there. I will be speaking on breeding better rabbits, breeding better meat rabbits. I'm going to show y'all how to assess your rabbits and know that you are breeding good meat rabbits and going to get a lot of meat per rabbit. That is my goal to show you at this Farm Where You Live event. I look forward to seeing y'all there. In 2024, I already have 3 events lined up. Plus the Farm Where You Live events that I'll do next year. So 3 events outside of Farm Where You Live. One, I am coming to like the Midwest area. One, I am coming more west than what I currently am, so I'm leaving South Carolina to come more west to see some of y'all. One is actually in the Midwest. I have not got clearance to tell y'all about those yet, but make sure you're staying tuned and I will announce them soon. And then one is going to be an online event. And of course, I will share more about that soon. All of that is in 2024. Actually towards the beginning of 2024, so stay tuned. As soon as I got clearance to tell you all about these events, I sure enough will be sharing them, because I know many of y'all do not live in the Southeast and don't live South Carolina, and you still want to hear me speak. Make sure you're at one of those events. I can't wait to see y'all there. So until next time, friends, bye. I will see you later.